What's up, Banter fam? Welcome back to the show. Today is, of course, a Sunday stream, which means we are going to degen, we're going to chart altcoins, we're going to have a lot of fun, we're going to research projects live, and I'm also going to show you a strategy for airdrop farming that I think can help you find potentially the next big crypto airdrop. After Arbitrum, of course, airdrops are all the rage right now because Arbitrum was absolutely massive. I even saw one person ended up making $1.8 million from Arbitrum. It's absolutely crazy. He used like 500 wallets and he consolidated it into one wallet to make almost $2 million. So the Arbitrum airdrop was obviously nuts. Has a lot of people looking for the next airdrop. I'm already seeing on Twitter a lot of people starting to get into zkSync, anticipating that's where the next rotation will be. But of course, we'll talk about that rotation in today's show. So smash the like button. It's going to be a slightly shorter stream today, probably still like an hour or two, but probably a bit shorter than the other streams just because we kicked it off late because Rand just did a tutorial on options trading. And yeah, hey everyone in the chat, we got Mark here, we have 𝗧𝗿𝗃𝗄𝗧, we have Hugh, we have a few people as well. Someone said I fell asleep because I was late. Kevin said no show. No, we just had to wait for Rand's show, and so I had to prepare in the meantime. But once we prepped, we were all good. Someone says it's 3 a.m. Well, thanks for hanging out with me so late. Obviously, you're in New Zealand. It is pretty late. It's pretty late here as well. It's almost 1 a.m. But I wanted to jump on and give you guys a little bit of alpha surrounding airdrops and zkSync and all that stuff. And yeah, let's just get straight into it because I posted a thread and I want to elaborate on this thread, which is basically giving you guys the methods that I use to find airdrops. So I just want to preface this by saying, look, if you have less than $5,000 in crypto, less than $10,000 in crypto, I don't believe there is a better risk-reward activity to conduct than airdrop farming because it gives you the opportunity to make thousands of dollars from relatively little effort compared to other industries whilst being able to use and participate in ecosystems on chain. So when I saw, like, for example, Lady of Crypto's portfolio, a $1,000 portfolio on Twitter the other day, like, it got me thinking, like, would I even bother building a $1,000 portfolio if I was, like, a new market participant? And the answer is actually no. If I only had a few $1,000s to start out in crypto, I would actually just dedicate my time to degenning on chain. I would learn by action, and that action would be participating in dApps, trading using DEXs on chain, airdrop farming across different ecosystems, and trying to take advantage of incentives. Because here's the thing, tokens are more competitive than ever. Just look at the L2 ecosystem. You have zkSync, you have Arbitrum, you have Optimism, you have Scroll, you have Starknet. You have all these new protocols launching in the ZK space, all these new L2s launching, and it's extremely competitive. They are all fighting for users. They all want a slice of the pie. And in order for them to get a slice of the pie, they need users. How do they get users? Well, they incentivize you to use their products. And because crypto is so competitive, and because all these projects are being backed by multi-billion-dollar VCs, you end up in a scenario where there is a lot of money being chucked around as token incentives for you to use the chain. They're also not fighting over that many users because unlike Web 2 protocols, or what we would call websites, you have millions of people using those sites and there's a lot of traffic going through them. Whereas in Web 3, some applications may only have 10, 20, 30,000 people. Like the Arbitrum airdrop, for example, went out to 600,000 people. That's not a whole lot of people compared to Web 2. Only 600,000 people. So the amount of users is less, but the amount of funding is fairly high. And that's why you see disproportionate returns on things like airdrop farming. So that's why when I get asked the question, like, what would you do if you're starting out in crypto? It is interacting on chain. And airdrop farming is just one of those things. I wouldn't just airdrop farm all day because that's kind of, a bit boring. And it's kind of like not always true to the essence of crypto, right? You still have to have fun on chain. You still have to use apps you like. You still have to get into DeFi, degen shit you like. You still want to trade on applications you like. But I would incorporate airdrop farming into one of like under that umbrella of strategies. So I get asked a lot, like, Miles, like, how would you find new airdrops other than like just following people on Twitter? Because you can follow creators and get airdrops, but how do you find them before the rest? Or how do you at least get an idea of like what's happening before it happens? Because, for example, if you were in the loop with Arbitrum from the very early days of it launching, and you were using the network for months and months and months, you'd be in a much better position than someone that just discovered the network in January. The snapshot was in February. So if you were using it, let's say from September, you would have had an opportunity to accrue more cumulative trading volume past the time-sensitive requirements, and also hit some of the Odyssey and Arbitrum Nova requirements that some of the later participants didn't get a chance to hit. So it does pay to be early when it comes to these chains. So the earlier you can be, the better. And the earlier you can find a new opportunity, the higher chance you have of getting an airdrop. Also look at Optimism. Optimism rewarded the early users of the chain more than the late users. So the people that used Optimism late still got an airdrop, but the ones that were using it way before the snapshot, they received a much bigger airdrop. So airdrop farming, in airdrop farming, it does pay to be early. So that's why I want to give you a few methods today. And I outlined them on the thread, but I want to go a lot deeper on them as to how I would look to find new airdrops. So the first one is actually following the smartest airdrop hunters on chain. So there's a lot of knowledge, obviously, on Twitter. There's a lot of great YouTube creators, etc. But I think the best strategy is actually to look at this stuff on chain, because at the end of the day, crypto and especially these airdrops, they all operate on chain. So all these transactions are verifiable and viewable. The transaction history across all of these chains are also viewable. So because it's all on chain, there's a lot of data that you can extract to find new airdrops before some of that data is found or analyzed by the general public, because usually the general public receives information last. The actions that happen, they happen on chain first. So there's people out there that just spend hours a day farming airdrops, degens, which are dedicated full-time all day to just airdrop farming. Instead of like really trying to press your own level of skill, if you're like relatively new to the airdrop space, why not just leverage the skill and the knowledge of a really experienced airdrop farmer and track their wallets to find airdrops on chain, rather than trying to like push the boundaries of your knowledge. So there's strategies that you can use to follow the really good, smart on-chain airdrop hunters, and that will put you in a good position to find new airdrops. So Look On Chain did an amazing thread, and I want to turn this thread into something actionable, because basically what they did is they went through the top 6 airdrop farmers, and they basically found the top accounts that have been receiving the best airdrops. Like, look at these 6 wallets. They received Arbitrum, Optimism, Blur, SOS, Lux, ENS, 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗃. Like, you couldn't write about it. These guys, or girls, because we don't know who they are, or it could be a group of people, but these wallets received basically every single major airdrop. So these are the smart ones in the space. These are the people that are consistently getting airdrops, consistently hitting winners. So we want to follow people like this, because since they have such a strong track record, there's a high likelihood that they can continue that track record in the future and possibly get their hands on some really good airdrops. So what Look On Chain did was they went through and they found 6 of these addresses, right? But I want to take this a step further and actually show you how to analyze these addresses. So what I did in my thread is I looked at the top, I listed the top 6 addresses, and I'm going to show you now how to actually analyze them. So let's pick one of these addresses. Once again, it's on my thread. There's a link in the description to my Twitter. Let's say address number 2. What you want to do is you want to go onto an application like DBank. You also have Nansen. You also have other portfolio trackers like Pulsar, etc. But DBank's a good one. It's pretty fleshed out. So this is the one I use. So if you enter in their address, what you can see is their current portfolio. So you can see all of the tokens that they currently hold. You can also see their portfolio history. So you can see all of the transactions that they conduct. Just 16 minutes ago, they've been making swaps on Ethereum. So they've recently just started making some transactions. So you'll be able to see from their transaction history the types of protocols they're interacting with. And if the types of protocols they're interacting with lend themselves towards an airdrop, that could be a strong indication that they're farming something. So if we just go back, like let's say like a couple days ago, you'll see some of the things they've started to do. So they're in some Velo pools on Optimism. They're actually on Radiant, so they're doing some stuff over on Arbitrum. They were on 𝗧𝗿𝗶𝘆𝗽. They do a fair bit of Uniswap swapping. What you have to do is you have to go through their transaction history of the smart wallets and work out which activities could be farming incentives and which activities are simply like normal. For example, if they're swapping ETH on Uniswap, it's unlikely they're farming an airdrop, because everyone basically swaps ETH on Uniswap, right? However, if they're trading on some obscure chain, or they're bridging to zkSync, or they're using some like new obscure DEX, that's a much stronger indicator that you should look further into that project to work out if there's an airdrop. So we can see here that they've been doing a lot of transactions with Camelot, probably because they're trying to take advantage of the Camelot incentives from the Arbitrum airdrop, because Camelot was given a lot of incentives. And we can see here that they've been doing swaps, but also some NFT stuff over on Camelot. So you kind of get an indication as to what they're looking at. So what I would do to like make this actionable is I would enter in each of these wallets. So there's 6 here, but there's also way more. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on Nansen if you have an Nansen subscription. You can find whale wallets that get a lot of airdrops, but I've listed 6 for you in my thread. What I would do is I would enter all 6 into an application like DBank. Then I would go onto their profile and click follow. And I'm not logged into my MetaMask, but if you were, you just click follow. Once you click follow, if you click on the home page of DBank, you will actually, in fact, I'm going to log in with one of my wallets. One sec. I'm just going to do it so you don't see. But I'm going to log in with one of my wallets because I want you to see exactly how to do it. So let me just connect this to a wallet I want to use. Okay. I'm going to verify, and I just got to sign the transaction, and done. Okay. So I verified my wallet. So basically, if I go back to the home screen and enter in this guy, what I can do is click follow on his account like this. Now I'm following him. And if I go back to the home page, you can see if I click following that the entire list of traders I'm following start to come up. So if I start to copy more of these accounts in, like this airdrop farmer who's also been successful, and click follow here as well, you're going to start seeing, oh my God, I think I just got $1,000 worth of Arbitrum tokens in this wallet. That's pretty cool. Must have received an airdrop on this wallet. Didn't even realize. Nice. $1,000. There you go. So yeah, if you go onto the following section, you will see the creators that you're following, and you can then have like an easy way to access what they're doing. So I would start to build up a nice list of not only airdrop farmers, but also like whales that you have identified that are performing really strongly on chain, and you want to start to look further in and copy some of the stuff they're doing. Because as I said, a lot of the airdrops, some of the biggest alpha comes from just watching these guys, comes from just going onto their accounts and looking at their transaction history and seeing what they're doing and monitoring what they're doing and asking yourself why they're doing it. So looking through and going, okay, they're doing some stuff on ZK. Okay, here you go. So this guy, which is the number 3 wallet on my list, this guy literally just bridged across to ZK, right? ZK space. He's also on Mummy Finance on Phantom. He's on PaintSwap. He does a lot of NFT stuff. It's just, this is like generally the stuff I do by myself. I just look, I'd go through, I'd try to identify what they're doing. So he's on Mummy on Phantom. I'm pretty sure they have incentives. Just did some stuff on KyberSwap. On the 16th of March. He was on Synapse. He was obviously on Blur. He was on Canto. So these guys, you get an idea as to what kind of stuff they're doing. So he's Stake Your Mummy. He's got VE Mummy. So I assume he's staking. Yeah, he's earning reward. So I assume he's staking some pools over there. So maybe that's something to look into, for example. But something I'm noticing here is ZK. He's starting to do a few ZK things. So he could be prepping himself for a potential ZK airdrop. So follow all these guys. Anyone bullish on zkSync? I'm very bullish on zkSync, but it is very hyped as well. I've got a section planned a bit later in the show to talk a bit more about zkSync. I'm bullish. I think the tech's great. But I also think it's probably going to launch quite highly valued, and I'm not sure for like retail it'll be that easy to get in. But of course, you can receive an airdrop. I still think it's possible interacting with mainnet now that there is an airdrop. Probably the better time to do it would have been last year on testnet. I think I did a thread at the time to, give you guys some guidance as to how I was going about the testnet. I still think it's worth playing around though on the ZK mainnet. I will get into that in a bit. Someone said he's loving this. Yeah, because what I want to do in these Sunday streams is now actually go on chain a bit more. Because I've been doing a lot of content, like, a lot of charting content, a lot of like general market content. But I think some of the best knowledge is actually on chain. And personally, with my own trading, I've just been spending a lot more time on chain these last couple of weeks, playing around with different ecosystems, going for airdrops, degenning a bit more. I mean, basically what I used to do like a year or two ago, and it's just a lot of fun. And that's why I said, like, if you don't have much money in crypto, degenning on chain is actually a really, really fun way to go about things, because you learn so much. You can make money. Obviously, only risk money you're willing to lose, and you can just like generally have fun. On-chain stuff is so much more fun than off-chain stuff on Binance. Like, it's so much more fun rather than trading on a centralized exchange, actually getting involved with these ecosystems and trying to go for airdrops. It is honestly a lot of fun. And even if you haven't done it before, I think you'll learn to love it after a period of time. So that's what I do on DBank to track wallets. So I've listed 6 in the link in the description, but you can keep adding to it as you find new ones. So over time, you'll come across new wallets that might be on your Twitter feed. Look on Chain might post them. There's other great Twitter accounts which scrape for wallets. Nansen is what I personally use for tracking whale wallets. So I recommend. I mean, it's $100 a month. So the problem is if you're not really serious, it's probably too much money. But if you are serious, I would recommend signing up to Nansen because it's really fantastic and it's got lots of different whale wallets, and I think it's got over 250,000 wallets indexed. So you can categorize by like you can look at the Arbitrum Foundation, Phantom Foundation, Solana. Like you can see all of these guys on chain and what they actually do. You can also see like the smartest guys. But DBank, you can do it manually and just add them yourself. So that, and very interestingly here, I think the first one on the list, Crypto CPOX, has the highest degen score ever on DBank. So we'll actually use his wallet if I can get his wallet. I think it's this one. He has the highest degen score ever. And he got basically every big airdrop as well. So if we look at his transaction history, I mean, firstly, his portfolio, he's got 1.2 million on ETH, 384,000 on Arbitrum, 353 on Optimism, got a little bit on Aurora. Just by looking at generally where they've got assets, this gives you an indication as to like what ecosystems there could potentially be opportunities in. So if we look at, he's got a lot on ETH though, but ETH could also be zkSync, etc. But obviously he got quite a big Arbitrum airdrop as well. Arkham's great to follow wallets. Yep, that's a great website as well. So he's still doing a fair bit of blur farming. We can also see he's on Bastion, so he's doing some Aurora. I think he's redeeming. I can't exactly see what he's doing. This might just be an LP claim. You can't always see exactly like what they're claiming, so we don't know what pools he's in. We can see he also uses. Oh no, that's me. I was gonna say he uses GTrade, but that's me using GTrade. Where is this guy? I accidentally clicked back. So what else has he been doing? He's been on, okay, Blur, Bastion on Aurora, KyberSwap. So he bought some ARB, Sony Finance, Quenta. There are incentives on Quenta. Actually, I like Quenta a lot. The UI is not great, but as an investment, I think the tokenomics are pretty good. We can see he's been on the Arbitrum bridge. So if you just go through, you'll find stuff. You'll find some interesting things, and you can start to analyze them. For example, like he's unlikely airdrop farming on Uniswap. He's probably just putting up LPs for Arbitrum post airdrop. That's the most likely thing he's doing over there. But with some of this other stuff, he could be going for airdrops. He has the highest degen score ever. That's crazy. See, some of these guys, they're just on-chain experts. And it's pretty cool to see some of the stuff they do and just analyze all of it. Looking at smart wallets in crypto is probably, and watching whale wallets is probably like the best way to get alpha, because you can follow the smart people without having to listen to someone secondhand telling you that alpha. Like, you can visualize it on their transaction history before it hits Twitter, before it hits YouTube, before it hits TikTok, and everyone starts aping. You can see stuff happening. For example, if you're following all the big whales and you see them all buying Arbitrum tokens, that's a good indication that they know something that you might not know. Or if they're all farming on zkSync, that might mean that they're all going for an airdrop. That's a good sign for you to start getting into an airdrop. So you also want to look for confluence between like some of the big on-chain whales. So that's my first method. As I said, DBank, Nansen, Arkham as well. There's a few good websites. I would basically, monitor their transaction history, analyze which contracts they're commonly interacting with, and kind of break down what is and what isn't likely to be airdrop farming. And also you can find other alpha underneath the general purview of their transaction history, especially if you spot them interacting with contracts without tokens. So on networks without tokens, I think that's the strongest sign that they're airdrop farming. So if they're on something like a zkSync where zkSync clearly doesn't have a token, that's a very strong sign that they're airdrop farming. So you can dig deeper into that and try and replicate some of the types of interactions they use to hunt for yourself. Method number 2. This is the second method that I use to find airdrops before everyone else. And that is leveraging DeFi Llama's airdrops dashboard. This is probably the most underutilized yet effective tool for finding new, especially degen airdrops out there. So this won't find you the big Aptos, Arbitrum, Optimism, Uniswap type airdrops, but this strategy will find you the smaller, more degen airdrops and incentives. So this is what you want to do. Go into DeFi Llama. We all know how to use it. Click on DeFi. Go down to airdrops. Under the airdrop strategy, what this does is it indexes every single new protocol. So you can see here the listing dates, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 10 days ago. So it's not that many, like usually, 1 or 2 per day. It indexes every new protocol that's launched without a token. So none of these projects on this list have tokens. None of them. And I agree. DeFi Llama is probably, they just add so much code. It's actually the best website in crypto. It used to just be TVL, but now it is like literally everything. And the data just gets better and better and better. So it's probably my favorite application in crypto. Damn, dude, found my wallet. Are you the whale on DBank? You must be the whale, bro. Congrats on your massive airdrop. Congrats. But yeah, none of these have tokens. So what you can start doing, maybe you do this once a week, because this is quite manageable, right? In the last week, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, let's say like 18. I'm just guessing. Let's say there's 18 tokens, right? Once a week, let's say every Sunday, every Saturday, you make it part of your routine to look through these 18 tokens and find out whether they have airdrops. It's not going to take you that long. It's going to take you 3 minutes per token. So it's going to take you like a total of like 54 minutes, maybe like 52, 55. I don't know. It's going to take you like an hour. Let's say an hour. Let's round up. It's going to take you an hour to go through 18 to 20 airdrops. And in that hour, you could potentially find the next lower cap protocol, because most of these are lower cap protocols that could have incentives. Now, so let's say you go through all 18. How would you actually do it? Well, I'll show you live. Basically, you want to go through the protocols and look at their TVL. If they're super small, then a lot of the time, forget about it. Like if they're 48 cents, forget about it. So you can knock that off. $4, forget about it. If they're slightly bigger, like this, like overnight DAI, or this bond protocol, what I would do is I would copy in bond protocol. There's 2 things I do on Twitter and Discord. I would look up bond protocol. I would just see what it is firstly. Okay, so this is what it is. So I'll do this for all 18 projects, and it won't be 18. It'll be probably like 10, because you can just knock off like a bunch of the really small ones, right? Like that, and that, and that, right? So there's only, and then this has 0. So really it's only like 10. You want to work out what each one is. Just quickly go through, quickly scan, go through their website, right? Okay, Bron Protocol, diversified treasuries on liquidity, acquire assets. So look at their website, try and work out what it is, maybe read their docs. So they're basically a bonds market. So what you want to do is launch the dApp, check it out. I mean, it takes like a few seconds. Don't connect your wallet if you don't know what it is, by the way. Just, check it out visually. You're just getting an idea for what it is. So it's a network that allows you to issue and trade bonds, I'm assuming. Next thing I would do is join the Discord. So I would click on the Discord. I would join the Discord. That's the first thing I do. Don't connect your wallet. Don't. This link's expired. So it's a bad example. But if their Discord is live, then join the Discord. But of course, like, don't connect your wallet or do anything too dodgy or crazy. But I would check their Discord, and then I would also look up Bond Protocol, and I would write airdrop next to it. And I would see if anyone's talking about an airdrop. So on Twitter on your phone, because to be honest with you, the search function on the website sucks. But if you use the advanced search function, you can look Bond Protocol airdrop. So we're looking for all 3 of these words, because we don't just want airdrop to come up. We want all of them. Advanced settings, all of these words, Bond Protocol airdrop. And we want to click search, Bond airdrop protocol. No. So nothing's really coming up, which is fine, by the way, because it's process of elimination. 9 out of 10 projects won't have airdrops. So someone said, imagine if Bond Protocol does an airdrop a bond or discounted pre-sale to bonders that have used the protocol. So like, after you see tweets like this, go into the Discord and search on the Discord. The Discord search function is an absolute blessing, by the way. Search on the Discord airdrop, because you're going to see people, because they want free money. You're going to see a lot of people in the general chat saying, have you done an airdrop? Are you doing an airdrop? Are you doing an airdrop? When are you doing an airdrop? And then obviously a lot of team members / community members will respond and speculate whether there's going to be an airdrop or not. So if you go through the Twitter and search Bond Protocol airdrop and scroll through, you're going to see if people are talking about an airdrop. Now for this, not many people are, right? Maybe they are if I kept digging, but off the top of my head, not many people are. Because also it's hard because the word is pretty common. Bond Protocol can have a native token finance. To become a recipient of a potential airdrop, you can use the product now. So this guy's saying there could be a potential airdrop. So that's why, like, there's enough to suggest there could be. So now I would go into the Discord and check out what it is, right? So it's 2 steps. It's 3 steps. It's going on to DeFi Llama every week, researching each project, finding out if one has an airdrop first, on Twitter, and then if it alludes to the fact that they might, then I would go into the Discord and find out more information. So it's 3 steps. It's DeFi Llama, Twitter, Discord. And if you do this for every protocol that's relevant, let's say anything over 50,000, actually, I'll just say anything over 100,000 TVL, then this is going to help you find new protocols that potentially going to have airdrops. Because it's process of elimination, right? So just let's just take the last week. You can get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I really only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 9 in the last week for you to research. That only takes you, I would say, like 27 minutes, 30 minutes. So that's one of my strategies for finding new airdrops. It really doesn't take long. 30 minutes a week to potentially find a new small cap airdrop is not a bad use of time. Any aspiring on-chain degen / if you just want to make money in crypto, learn to use DeFi Llama. So there's all these awesome tabs that you can monitor. Start making this part of your routine, right? Make the airdrops tab part of your routine, but also make the chains tab part of your routine. Look for the chains that are starting to gain traction. You seriously have to make this part of your routine. Look for the protocols that are starting to like ship a lot. So you might see Starknet jumps up to 12 protocols. That might be an indication to you that there's something happening on chain. Dig a little further. If you go into forks, you're going to see like the top niches that are growing. Like solidly forks, for example, are performing really well. You would have seen them pumping. When they were pumping, you could have looked for the next one that's launching, like this one. That's starting to gain a lot of traction. Maybe that's a sign for you to check that out and dig a little deeper into that. So I'm just giving you a broad overview now, but DeFi Llama, just make it part of your routine. Life in general is all about habits, but crypto especially is all about habits. So you need to figure out a strict allocation of time that you put aside to spending on chain and airdrop farming and also just researching. And you need to work out times that you do it every day. Like, for example, every day at 12 p.m. I go to the gym. Every day. It doesn't matter if it's a rest day. I just really just go out of habit. Even if I'm only there for 20, 30 minutes, I just go out of habit every day, 12 p.m. And that's a compounding habit because you don't see the results quickly. But over the long term, those results compound and you get bigger and you get stronger and you get healthier. And in 6 months, you look back and say, wow, I look completely different. At the time, it doesn't feel like much is happening, but you made it a habit. So you start to get some traction. That's the same with life and everything, really. The small habits end up having the biggest difference. That habit of like reading for 20 minutes a day could give you like boundless amounts of knowledge. And the DeFi Llama habit that I'm talking about now of spending 30 minutes a week, that, or maybe you do it for 10 minutes a day, that compounds over time because there might be 6 out of 7 days a week you don't find anything. But on that 7th day, you find the next Arbitrum and you make tens of thousands of dollars. So 𝗕𝗆𝗄𝗧 life is one big habit. For sure, like life is all about habits. It's something I've learned. Like, for example, in my life, every day I stream, basically, apart from Mondays and Tuesdays. But on Tuesdays, I do spaces. So every day I stream. That's part of my habit. Every day I do 2 TikToks. Every day without fail. That's part of my habit. Every day I tweet 10 times a day. I do a thread every 2 days. These are all habits now. So like my content creation business, I don't just do it on a whim. Oh, I feel like writing a thread. Let me write a thread. Oh, I feel like doing a video. Let me write a video. No, it's become so ingrained in my daily routine that I know every single day I'm doing this. Now, there are days I'll take off and I'll relax and I'll go on holiday for a week and, you know, things will change. I think holidays are important, but during the week, during my rhythm, I'm really adhering to that routine. So it's the exact same with crypto. I have a routine where I utilize certain applications and I look for certain things on chain. And the reason I'm telling this to you is because I'm getting a lot of people saying, I can't be bothered airdrop farming. It's too difficult. There's too much to do. It's too overwhelming. The reason it's overwhelming is because you haven't made it a habit yet. It is not part of your habit to go on chain every single day or every single week and spend some time there. If it was, airdrop farming wouldn't be overwhelming. Like, it takes like 30 minutes a week. It baffles my brain because it literally takes 30 minutes a week to potentially qualify for like 5 to 10 airdrops. It's not a lot of time. Like, you're probably spending 30 minutes a week on TikTok or watching Netflix for hours a day, or just wasting time in other ways. Everyone has a different way of wasting time. You know yourself how you like to waste time. Just substitute 30 minutes of your 5 hours of Netflix for on-chain stuff, and you'll just learn so much more and you'll get so much out of it. So I think it's all about, it's all about making it a habit and allocating some time, because I think all the people that are kind of super confused or kind of feel a bit overwhelmed by the airdrop stuff, I feel like it's because a lot of them, and this may be you as well, it's just not part of your habit, so it becomes a lot more difficult. So that's the second thing I do. It's on DeFi Llama. The third thing I do is follow some of the top creators. So even if I am really on top of DeFi Llama, even if I'm really on top of DBank or Nansen and I'm tracking wallets, it doesn't always mean I'm going to find everything. There are some things I'll miss. I have bad weeks. There are some things I just won't think of or I'll forget to do. And the way that I overcome that is by following other top creators, because they help plug the gaps when I have them. So I've listed a few in my thread. I think 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏's great. He's one of the best. Mingo's great. It's Airdrop's great. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's great. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's great. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. and Diddygram. There's a few. Recfence has been great recently. He's really come out of nowhere, and he's putting out like daily threads. Putting a lot of work in, but clearly getting the rewards. What's his biggest rect? Forgot to connect my emails to Stater. I didn't get more than 200 allocations, which I could have sold for 100k. Wow. But yeah, he's putting in a lot of work. So a lot of these guys put in a lot of work. What I would do is really just create a Twitter list. It's also super simple to create a Twitter list. You click on lists. I've got my own airdrop list here. But to do it, you just literally click lists. How do I make a new list on the website? Because I know it's easy to do on the phone. Oh yeah, in the top right, you click create new list. You call it like airdrop hunting. Then you call it, then you write some description, Airdrops. And then you search people. So I named a few people in mine. Olympio. You don't even need to follow them, by the way. In fact, if you don't follow them, that's sometimes a good thing because it doesn't clutter your feed. So you can separate airdrop alpha with other types of alpha. That's a hot tip. So who else do I want to follow? Yeah, because you don't even need to follow, because the problem is airdrop threads will take over your feed, right? If you follow everyone. They'll just take over your feed. So that's why I recommend looking at or following. Why isn't this guy coming up? That's why I recommend following, creating Twitter lists for the airdrop guys. So you just do this, you copy some in, and as you find them, you add them. I think I already added him, but okay, these are just a few. Then click done. And this is now an airdrop hunting dashboard. So on your phone, or on the homepage even, up the top, you're going to see like different tabs, like airdrops and alpha. So on the airdrops tab, you'll be able to go through and look at all of your dedicated airdrop stuff in one feed. So it's not getting lost on your For You, or it's not clogging up your following or your For You tab. It's just isolated in an airdrops tab. So you can spend 20 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes a week, however long you want, just going through and seeing the shit you've missed. So you might scroll through and be like, oh, I didn't think about Starknet's donating to Gitcoin. Or I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I didn't think about Layer Zero. Like I forgot about Layer Zero. So you can go through and just kind of get the idea for what they're farming. Occasionally they might do some smaller stuff. And of course, do your own research. Don't just listen to someone because they tweeted an airdrop. Anyone could tweet an airdrop thread. But it gives you a little bit of scope as to what these guys are looking at and what you could potentially get into. So I highly recommend creating an airdrops tab because it's going to have one place to condense all the airdrop alpha. So that's my third tip. So the first tip was looking on chain to find airdrop hunters that are really successful previously and copy what they're doing, or at least analyze what they're doing. The second tip is to go into DeFi Llama and make scraping the airdrop section of their website as part of your routine to find new airdrops. And then the third thing I would do is create a Twitter list to find and track new creators that, if you see a really good thread by them, you add them to the list and then you're good to go. You're going to get all of the alpha in one place. So by doing those three things, I think you're pretty well positioned to find new airdrops. Now, you're going to have to stick to it. You're going to have to be consistent. But I think that's a good place to start. Or if you're a little bit lazy, which isn't really the point of this show, but if you are, I am doing some videos this week. I'm doing one where I give you a few of my favorites that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm doing stuff on zkSync, Layer Zero. I've also got a couple others I'll share in that video. And maybe you could start there. But I would at least get into the habit of starting to utilize some of these other methods to find your own alpha. Because I feel like a lot of people in the crypto space, they're kind of, they're not learning to fish for themselves. They're buying fish. But if you fish for yourself, you can save money, save time, get more fish. So I would learn to fish for yourself in the airdrop space. I think it's going to help. Anything else on DeFi Llama forking? It isn't forking. They actually, so they had, if you guys don't know what happened, the main dev, and the website holder had a fight, a falling out, and that resulted in the website forking. But then they came to good terms again, and then they re-merged the website. Spent hours on zk. When did you start Chaos? Because I think zk will 100% have an airdrop. So here's a bit of alpha for you. Use Crypto Rank. CryptoRank.io is going to show you the series fundraisers that these projects or companies conduct. These raises show you the amount of capital and at what valuation they are raising capital to build their product. Why is this important? Months. Oh, that's amazing. Why is this important? Because the projects that often have the biggest airdrops are the projects that raise the most capital, because that gives them the most firepower to dish out incentives. And also, as a secondary effect of that, these investors, these are big guys, they need a return on capital. Dragonfly, A16, Blockchain Capital, Lightspeed, they need a return on capital. How do they get a return on their investment? Often through launching a token. That is one of the easiest ways for these guys to make money. And it indicates that they've conducted like a token seed raise. So by looking at how much money they've raised, the projects that have raised a lot of money and have big backers, they're often the ones that end up having airdrops if they don't have tokens already. So in the right, you can search for all the projects and work out the funding rounds. So here we see Starknet's funding round, right? Starknet was crazy. Like huge rounds, 6, 12, 30, 75, 50, 100. Valuation 8 bill. Starknet has a valuation of 8 bill. That's quadruple zkSync. That's insane. So you can see where the money's going from these big VCs on CryptoRank.io. What else? Layer 0. Let's see how much they raised. So they raised 135. This is all public info. On their Series A, they raised 6 on their Series A. Oh, so this is like basically Series B extended. And then their seed was 2 mil. No, I see you, bro. I see you, Web3 Vision. Thanks for the comments. 100%, Boris. 100%. So this is a good way to find out more about these projects. You can even go into projects that already have tokens if you're just interested, because the amount that they've raised often goes a long way to determining how successful they'll be, because it means they have more backing. You can also see the ICO price. So if Phantom raised money from Arrington, Hyperchain, Signum, etc., they raised 40 mil. Avalanche, you can see all the big backers. Avalanche had a huge funding round from Polychain, 3 Arrows, Dragonfly, Republic, Galaxy, A16, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Neo Protocol. You could see where the guys, you could see exactly what's happening and where they're allocating. So you could, someone said first time here. Welcome to the show, bro. This is the Sunday stream where we do live research, we hang out, we have a good time. DeFi Llama also has an API that incorporates funding. Yes. For some reason, I prefer CryptoRank.io. It just looks nicer, and I like how you can click into each individual company, see like where they're investing, look at their co-investments, look at what assets they've invested in. It's just a little bit nicer. But yeah, I agree. You can do it on DeFi Llama. So yeah, Neo Protocol, 350 funding, 150. You can also like something like Matic. Too late to enter zk. No token yet, but I don't think you're too late to start farming. No, I don't. Because oftentimes, so what usually happens is, and this is for all protocols, this is an important thing to note, the testnet will be extremely important for the time component of the eligibility requirements. So the earlier you are, often the better reward you'll get. But there's also a secondary component and the primary component usually, which is the mainnet. So the more you use the mainnet and interact with dApps on mainnet, the higher chance you have of getting an airdrop. So just because you missed testnet, yes, you missed the first part, but I don't think you're necessarily guaranteed to miss, because mainnet is usually the main one. Like Arbitrum, for example, they closed their snapshot on Feb 6th. People told me in October Arbitrum was too late. By January, I thought for sure Arbitrum was too late. Lo and behold, February was when their snapshot closed. So usually they close their snapshots later than you think, because they want the most amount of people possible to get involved. Think about it from zkSync's perspective, right? Do they want to limit their airdrop to the first 5,000 people? No. They want to give away an airdrop to 1 million people. Why? The more people that get an airdrop, the more people that become interested in the ecosystem, the more it's talked about, the more hype it gets, the more users, the more time, the more people bridge on chain, interact on chain. They don't want to make it an exclusive club of 10,000 people that all made $1 million. They would rather give away that, well, that's $10 billion in that case, but they would rather give away that $10 billion to, 1 million people, because they want more people. So no, I don't think it's too late for that reason. They're not trying to be exclusive, to be honest. They just want to give away incentives. They are desperate to give away money. They want to give you money. Like, that is the best part about airdrop farming. They literally want to give you money. It's not some game or some like secretive thing. It's like they're trying to give you money to get people interested in the chain. There's nothing better than building brand loyalty than giving someone free money. If, for example, if I sent you $1,000 now to your wallet, would you watch my show more? Probably. If I sent you $10,000, would you watch my show more? I mean, you'd probably be tuning in every day, right? If I airdropped all of you $100 right now, would you like the video? Would you follow me on Twitter? You probably would, because you're getting money, right? It's the same as these projects. They know that by giving people money, they're going to buy their loyalty to some extent. Now, 90% of people might leave, but they're going to win some people over. They're going to win some people over. So I'm just looking at Polygon's funding round here. Token sale. I think they did a secondary raise. They did a huge, 450 mil raise at a 2 bill valuation. This was crazy, by the way. That Polygon raised 450 on Feb 7. Sequoia led. Dragonfly joined. Galaxy Tiger. So many people. Mark Cuban was a lead investor in Polygon. Coinbase was their original investor. Only 450K though. Who's John Lillich? Early Bitcoin and ETH adopter. Yeah, so anyway, my entire point in the polls here. Oh, he's bullish this time. Usually bearish, bro. You're bullish on ARB. Can I give you guys a trade for ARB? Here's the trade. All right. $1.30. We're in a range. Between 118 and 132. And we're actually abiding by market structure here, which is quite interesting. So we're currently getting rejected off the top. I think if we break above and hold on the 4 hourly above 132, that would be my signal to actually go long, stop below, and look for that move up to $1.50. That would be my next buy. I wouldn't buy here because we're into resistance, but if we confirm above in this zone, I would look at longing, stop under the previous wick, and then I would look for continuation to the upside at $1.50. Yep, because it's looking bullish. Or secondarily, if you want to buy a dip, this would be a decent zone. $1.20 to $1.27. Around $1.25 to $1.27. So that's my plan with ARB. It is a long for me because on chain there is a lot of people buying, a lot of whales buying. I don't think it's a short yet. It does become a short at $2, by the way, if it pumps up way above and then breaks, then look, I'll look at starting to short. But I reckon it's pretty much fairly valued now. Yeah, if we look at the pricing of ARB, it's like got a valuation of like slightly higher than Matic by FDB. Pretty much the same as Optimism. Is there anyone who still hold it? I still hold up. I haven't sold. I'm holding for like mostly $2. I think it goes up. I think it also comes back down at some point, but I think, especially if we break, we can keep going up. I have my stops also set at the bottom of this range. So if we break, then I'll cut here, and then look to rebuy under $1. So also have a stop. I'm happy to hold. By the way, if you do want to trade ARB, you can actually trade it on Arbitrum, which is great because if you received an airdrop on Arbitrum, it's much easier just to trade on Arbitrum than bridging off. So Gains Network has the ARB-USD pair. So it's obviously a DEX on Arbitrum. If you go into their pairs and you click ARB-USD, you can actually trade Arbitrum on a DEX now with up to 100x leverage. Okay, don't use 150x leverage, please. Please don't. If you want to, you can. But yeah, you can trade Arbitrum now on G-Trade, which is pretty damn cool. So link in the description to G-Trade if you want to trade on Gains. Pretty sure they're doing a trading comp soon as well, so it might be good to start getting involved over there. Yes, if you want to trade Arbitrum, you can do so there. But yeah, those are kind of my levels. Those are kind of my levels. I want to break above this zone. Also needs to hold though. They don't have much price history, so the chart on TradingView is going to be better. So yeah. So just to wrap up on the airdrop point, because I got distracted with Arbitrum, use crypto rank as a way to look into if projects are getting funding, because if they're getting funding, the likelihood of an airdrop goes up, and use that in tandem with the other 3 methods I shared on my Twitter. And I think that's going to put you in a good position to find new airdrops. By the way, zk stuff is going nuts. Like, I'm just seeing zk all over my feed. You know what's crazy, guys? zk announced their mainnet and launched their mainnet error the day after Arbitrum launched its airdrop. The day after. Can you believe that? Like, it is a full vampire attack on Arbitrum. I'll tell you what zkSync's done. They've waited strategically to bless me. They've waited strategically to launch their mainnet the day Arbitrum does their airdrop, because they want to attract liquidity off Arbitrum and onto zkSync, and it's working. They want people to outflow from Arbitrum, and they want them to transfer to ZK. They want them to use the ZK ecosystem and farm that airdrop. So they're hyping up an airdrop on ZK to try and get people to chase the next airdrop. It's very smart. It's a little bit strategic. I'm not sure the Arbitrum guys are happy about it. I think if you were a team member of Arbitrum, you'd be pretty pissed at zkSync, but they're your competitor, so they don't care. But yeah, they're basically saying, yeah, stuff you Arbitrum, come over to us, farm an airdrop over here, and we're gonna make you rich. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. So a lot of Twitter's now turned on Arbitrum. People are very opportunistic. They want the new opportunity. I still think there are opportunities in the Arbitrum ecosystem, to be honest. As an ecosystem, it's much more developed, fleshed out, interesting to use than zkSync is yet. But it's interesting to see a lot of liquidity start to exit and hit ZK. I think it's a little premature. I think the Arbitrum token just launched. But I also would be looking at ZK. Yeah, I would definitely use the mainnet to potentially get an airdrop. I'm seeing a lot of people degenning into ZK shitcoins and meme coins. And there are 10x opportunities there, but they're extremely risky. So if you want to gamble on some of them, feel free. There's a lot of crap over on ZK. A lot of crap. If you go into zkSync error. So mute's the biggest DEX. That's where, to be honest, if you're just trying to like farm volume, just use mute. Zigzag as well. A lot of these ZK projects aren't coming up, but there's a lot of crap ZK projects starting to launch. 𝗟𝗏𝗿𝗍 ones. I mean, to be honest, they're on my list. I'm looking right now at ZK projects which are generating some hype and attention off Twitter, because I'm seeing this as the next narrative. I don't think it's going to go away. I think ZK is going to be probably the next. You know how we got that massive Arbitrum run prior to the Arbitrum airdrop? I think the same thing happens with ZK, honestly. But I just haven't seen any projects which really appeal to me. I am on the lookout, though. I will definitely get into ZK stuff if I find the right project. Someone said Wisp. Look at that chart. It's already a pretty vast eco. Oh, I need to get a better image of this for you guys. One sec. Let me save it to my desktop. And then upload it. And then zoom in. Already quite a lot of ZK projects. Is there a dashboard for ZK? Because if you go into DeFi Llama, it's not here yet, is it? Doesn't track it. Currently, I'm using 𝗏𝗡𝗏 to generate more volume. Let's go to mute. It's the main DEX. What is... I'm trying to look for some ZK shitcoins. Let's search for some ZK shitcoins. I just think they're all very risky, but like there still could be some opportunities. I saw Kaduna had some crazy ones. 7x on meme tokens. Gambling with the boys type of content isn't appropriate for my account. Let's try and get our first 100x on zkSync. Everyone should be sitting on risk-free bags by now. It's just so risky, this stuff. Expecting ZKs to be bigger than the Airdrop. It will be. Oh. Kuruda's cool. He also shills a lot, something I don't do. Mute or space fire. Zigzag. Yeah, so you've got a few options. Kaduna says right now he's only aping meme tokens. Content isn't appropriate for Twitter, only sharing with degens. All right, let's look at some meme tokens. Lib Dogecoin. This is so degen. Lib Dogecoin. They're already calling themselves the #1 meme token. ZK Doge. Oh dear. Lib Doge. And this is terrible. I'm sorry for talking about this on the stream, but it's pretty funny. ZK Doge. What is this? Bizarre. ZK Doge, this one. Have you been aping chaos? Let's go on Dex tools. Why is Lick so low? This can't be it because liquidity is so low. I don't know where the liquidity is. Is this even the right contract address? ZK Doge. I'm just interested to see what's going on ZK because I think so many rugs. Yeah, there's a lot of freaking rugs here. I'm seeing Wisp. Grab some Mute and ZK Doge. Like I respect Mute, Zigzag. Okay, here we go. ZK Doge. Oh, it's already retraced. How do I... Oh my god. What are we doing, guys? I can't even do TA on this. How do you do TA on this? There's no TA. It's just like, oh, it broke trend. Wow, it's just crap. Everyone, 𝗬𝗍𝗃 says there's no airdrop. I don't believe them either. Everyone says there's no airdrop. So how much is zkDoge down from its peak? 44%. It's freaking up though so much. What's the mute token doing? There's just a lot of shit happening on zkSync. It's just fun. Like, it's just, this is what I mean by like having fun on chain. Going for an airdrop, having fun, but it's clearly like very hyped. Mute 98 cents. So this is an actual AMM. Also down a lot today. Like, it's pretty crazy. The pump, I didn't realize how much hype there was yesterday. I was like chilling. I wasn't doing much crypto yesterday. And then I woke up today, did some research, realized zkSync was like the rage. Everyone was talking about zkSync. Chaos and I have been farming for months, but everyone's just getting on it now. So you have mute. What's mutes? It's like fully diluted. What can you do with the token? What pools are there? There's mute pools. What are the mute tokenomics? Let's see if someone could summarize it for me. Because I'm lazy, but if not, I'll just look at the docs myself. I don't want to see shilling. I just wonder what is going to be the AMM of zkSync. Is it going to be mute, zigzag, or what's the other one? What's the other one? Chaos? You're an expert on zkSync. What's the third one? Zigzag, mute, and sync swap. Sync. What's the best? What do I ape? Sync swap's not even on CoinGecko. Whips. Hunt airdrops get wrecked. Nah, bro. Okay, mute tokenomics. SyncSwap token not out yet. So could you get an airdrop on SyncSwap? You probably could get a airdrop on SyncSwap. 100%. What perp dexes are out there? This would be huge. The first big perp at dex on zkSync. To be honest, I'll definitely be buying zkSync shit. Because, like, I just see it playing out like Arbitrum. I know it's very obvious, but Arbitrum was also very obvious. The token's just pumped. And I feel like the more obvious the narrative is, the more they pump. On-chain trade? Why is their website so shit? The fuck is this? Why is their website so crap? Unidex. You said on-chain trade's good, but why is their website so crap? Like I try and go on their website, and I can't even click on anything. Oh, I'm on Arbitrum. Am I just an idiot? How do I get onto zkSync? It doesn't even let you swap though. They're not on mainnet. They're on zkSync Lite, no? They're not rushing. Okay, so they're not on mainnet. Let's wait for them to deploy on mainnet. Is Unidex on mainnet? Wow, this is the worst UI ever. Ooh, you watched the Instagram/TikTok. Nice. Yeah, it's only on. I thought they deployed a mainnet, but I don't think they have. Yeah, this Unidex is no good. Yeah, I'd be interested. I think the first popular perp DEX on zkSync could perform well, but then again, when you think about it, like, what's stopping like G-Trade from just, or GMX from just deploying on ZK? It's not that hard. Like they did Polygon, they did Arbitrum. Honestly, they could just deploy on ZK. Like ZK EVM, it's EVM compatible. So yeah, I'm gonna I never catch a wallet to any side holding. Yeah, I mean I don't. Yeah, I ain't holding shit on these wallets. Yeah, use a burner wallet. So you got SyncSwap. Yeah, look, I'm on the lookout for ZK stuff. Don't think I'm gonna ape into ZK Doge. I'm tempted to buy a bag just for fun. But look at that liquidity. This is like super fucking degen. Way too degen for this channel, even, to be honest. I kind of have a rule. I don't really like talking about stuff that's under like $1 million market cap, because I'll just get accused of pumping. Obviously, I don't own any, but like it looks just, I don't know. It could be a fun gamble, right? But I don't think it has that much upside. I'd rather go for actual fundamental projects. Look at this, Polygon. Everyone's launching zkVMs. This is like the most, and this is why airdrops exist, because this is the most competitive niche in the space right now. The ZK space. So Polygon is debuting their zkVM. Obviously, you had zkSync today, launching mainnet. Crazy. So yeah, I'm looking into ZK. I think for now, the safe thing to do on ZK rather than aping into ZK Doge would just be to start using mainnet. I'd still use ZK Lite, which was their mainnet V1, but start using Era, which is mainnet V2. Get on Mute, SyncSwap, Zigzag, whatever. do some swapping, do some LPing, small amounts of money, of course, however much you're willing to lose. Get involved with the ecosystem. Maybe get yourself a zkSync name. Just use the eco. Like, at the end of the day, they want to reward people that are using the ecosystem. So that's what I would do. And that's something I've been doing, but I'll continue to do more of. Maybe buy some shit coins, have some fun. Any trading on chain is going to bode well for you in terms of an airdrop. So that's definitely one airdrop I am looking at. Good idea to use mainnet, link up zigzag, set some limit order, swap into token back and forth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. And the more you trade, the more you're going to rack up that cumulative volume, which was one of the requirements in Arbitrum. When 𝗧𝗏, I actually have a 𝗧𝗏 tutorial coming out this week for a airdrop guide. 𝗧𝗏 is pretty different. I don't know. This is kind of like a ZK rush right now. We haven't really seen. I mean, 𝗧𝗏 is like omni-chain interoperability. It's super cool. Something I'm looking forward to, but yeah, there are some things you can do. You're kind of limited to what you can do on 𝗧𝗏 right now. Basically, just like using dApps like Stargate, staking governance tokens of other dApps, using their bridging from Aptos to Ethereum. So like that's basically all you can do right now. Just bridge, use dApps. I think that's going to bode well for the airdrop, but it's a little less clear cut than zkSync. But it should be just as big. It should be just as big. Speaking of big, this is fucking big. The OKX trading comp. So we just like started this with them. In fact, I think the first prize we're giving away today. So you've got 12 more hours roughly until we close the first prize, which is the iPhone 14 Pro. But we're giving away a Tesla. This is insane. We're giving away over $50,000 worth of prizes. What we're doing is every 2 weeks, we're giving something away. So tomorrow we're giving away the iPhone, then the MacBook Pro, then 2 tickets to Team Manchester City, then a 7-day holiday in the Maldives, then a Tesla Model 3, which is insane. So basically, it works like this. The more volume you do, the more raffle tickets you get. So these are the volume stages. The more raffle tickets you get, the higher chance you have of winning. So you start on 1 ticket. So if you just sign up, you automatically get 1 entry. So you can sign up. You don't need to trade. You just sign up. You get an entry. Next, if you trade 10K, you get 5 more. 10K is pretty easy, by the way. I know it sounds like a lot, but really it's only like a few trades, depending on your size. Then 11, then 16, then 21, and then you work up the levels to level 7, which is 31 tickets. 31 raffle tickets will give you a bigger chance of winning the Tesla. I think you have to KYC. I think to win the Tesla, you'll need to KYC at least. I mean, it's only logical, right? So, yeah, there's a link in the description to this. You want to click the join now button and then create an account. So there's a link in the description. It's the first link, I believe. This one. If you use this, it's going to give you access to the giveaway. So link in the description to sign up for that. It's pretty freaking crazy. Win a Tesla. I'm pretty shocked as well. I'd love to win. I don't think I can win the Tesla. I don't think if I trade, they're going to let me win. Imagine though. Imagine. Snapshot of Starknet. I think, yes. I think it'll be like Arbitrum. I feel like these tokens are all similar in the sense that, sure, they want to reward their early users, but they also want max market penetration. The only way to get max market penetration is to get more people using the network. So I just feel like there'll still be a mainnet component. I don't think they would just do a testnet snapshot. It's too picky. I feel like they want more people to get an airdrop. Stucknet to their snapshot. Yeah, but that could be first snapshot. You got to remember, Optimism, for example, they had an airdrop. They gave away their initial, and then they did a second airdrop. So there's often multiple snapshots. So yeah, Starknet probably like one of the first requirements is done, but there's still a chance to get an airdrop, I think. But look, I wouldn't be putting all my time into Starknet. I think there's better ones. But I've got a video coming out in a couple days on that. Let's quickly have a look at Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Well, that's Arbitrum. Closing below. You got to see it close above to long. Otherwise, we short. Nah, I probably won't short on purpose. Not enough data. Unless... No. BTC. Nice. Nice daily candle. Nice. Very nice candle. You really do want a daily close above this level at 27.6. You want to see a few candles here. Could be the bullish scenario. ETH, not as strong. This has been a very good short zone for ETH. I'm not feeling the greatest about the market right now. I'm not super bullish, just because I feel like being bullish after a 45% move on BTC is like kind of not the smartest thing. So I'm not aping. I've really just got my eyes on ETH BTC right now. Like I still haven't seen strength from the alts to make me want to ape. I really need to see. This is the most important level in crypto right now for me. This 6-4 level to flip on ETH BTC. Then that's a signal for me to start getting into alts. Still haven't seen it. We got rejected again. I did a video on this a few days ago. We got rejected again off this level, which is pretty crazy. So I want to see a bit of strength from ETH BTC. Not seeing it yet. A lot of bullshit sideways price action from Bitcoin too. I want to see something decisive. I want to see a bit of volume. I'm just not. Look at this freaking wick on the weekly. Good way to wreck everyone. I've been pretty reasonable with my leverage this week. I had a few good trades, but also, calmed down a bit. The positive for ETH is on the weekly chart. It had a nice break above, and it's still holding above this zone. But I want a decisive close, and you'll see it on the daily. We want a decisive close above. Haven't really gotten it yet on the higher time frames. We really want that close above for ETH to push up to 2K. This looks like it wants to roll over though and come back in. I know what it looks like to me. And, then your next supports are the 2018 all-time highs and the 200 MA. So, yeah, I'm not that bullish, but happy to be wrong. For now, I'm just focusing on on-chain stuff, man. zkSync. I'm also doing some farming on Arbitrum LP. I think to KyberSwap at pools now. So, yeah, just really having fun on DeFi, man, this week. There's a lot of good stuff happening. Oh, wow. So if you do want to provide liquidity on Arbitrum, fees are pretty high right now. It's a big pool. Now's the time to do it. Uniswap's good as well. Look at this. ARBUSDC 258. 357. Yeah, huge. The reason why is because what happens is during the first week or two, trade volume is super high for these tokens. So the LPs earn a lot more in fees. And the TVL is not super high yet. I think a lot of people are tentative. So if you have some ARB and you want to pair some up, obviously be aware of impermanent loss, but generally ETH and ARB are going to move together, right? Low chance ARB dies and ETH pumps. Like, they're pretty correlated. If you want to pair them up, I think this is the best pool. It's better than the ARB USD or UST pool, USDT or USDC pool. I think this is probably the best pool. The ETH ARB pool, 328. I think it's freaking cool. I think it's good. Good rewards. If you have ARB, pair it up, stake it. I might do that actually. So over on KyberSwap. There's a link in the description to KyberSwap as well. I'm actually going to do that, I think, because once it drops, I'll probably get out. But, let's just look at, ETH ARB correlation is probably going to be pretty similar. ARB looks like it found fair value really quick, unlike other airdrops. So my trades, so I have different kinds of trades because obviously I have more long-term trades, medium-term trades. But if you're talking leverage trades, I don't really share them because I don't really want to become a copy trader. So I guess I share my ideas on the shows. I share a lot of my alpha on the shows, like ideas, tokens I'm looking at. So I would just watch the shows, man. But I don't have a website or a newsletter where I just give you every single setup. Yeah, we had the Russia thing that scared markets a bit, chaos. Also have quite a lot of uncertainty about the banking crisis. Obviously, that's acting as kind of a Bitcoin catalyst, but also relatively macro bearish headwind that. S&P on support on the daily. It's not comfy to be max long. And it's also not comfy to be in alts. Because even if the crypto market does pump, there's no guarantees right now alts pump because of this. So there's really no rush on alts, honestly. I'm not rushing trades for alts. Arbitrum, I'll trade Arbitrum. I feel like Arbitrum's one of the better ones to trade. I'll trade some select setups. But the rest of them just kind of look... kind of look just boring. So if I do trade, it's probably on Arbitrum. Waiting for this break above to long, man. You know what? I could consider a short too. Yeah, I just feel like longing's better risk reward because you've kind of got this uptrend starting to form. Yeah, Kyle did really well in his Bitcoin trade. I think he got 19.5 to 27.9 or something. So he did really well off Bitcoin, swing trading it. He's out now though, so he must are we gonna have a bearish Carl again? I'm waiting for this ARB breakout. I will trade this. I'll trade this on OKX does have a pair. If you want to kill two birds with one stone, trade on OKX, get the giveaway and trade. So link in the description to that. Or G trade, because it's already on Arbitrum. Also link in the description to that. To G trade if you want to use my link. So look, we're breaking above here. We're pushing. I think my line on G trades actually should be up here, but there's just no price history. Yeah, Shanghai's super strong. So Shanghai is in a week. It's super soon. So it's going under the radar a bit. But if there is going to be an alt to pump, I think it's going to be Shanghai alts. I think Lido and Rocket Pool and Anchor. Yeah, we ain't removing any chats, Ben. Unless you're saying something super rude and YouTube's flagging it, but I doubt it. So yeah, we're seeing Lido start to have a little bit of a recovery here. This strength is super nice. This strength is nice. Let's pair it against ETH. So it's definitely outperformed ETH over the last few days, right? Not much of a correlation. See? Bit of a divergence there. But it is following the trend really similarly. Like, look at the ETH movements. Look at that. Kind of makes me think if we do get a Shanghai pump, Lido is probably going to drive things. It's not really a good trend line. I like at least 3 touches on my diagonals. But if we have to draw it in, then something like that. So Lido could move. So let's draw in some key horizontals. Don't understand Lido. Lido doesn't Shanghai obsolete make Lido obsolete. Lido is a liquid staking derivative. So when you think about it, all ETH Shanghai is doing is enabling you to take your Ethereum out of the beacon chain. You still need places to stake ETH. So I think, in fact, Shanghai is actually a bullish catalyst for Lido because you'll actually be able to withdraw ETH once you stake into Lido. So the incentive to stake is higher. Lido, the use case of Lido isn't eradicated because if you want to stake ETH through a validator, you still have to spin up a validator for 32 ETH. Not everyone has 32 ETH, right? So liquid staking gives you that, well, one, a cheaper way to get exposure to ETH staking, but two, a more capital efficient token that you can trade, LP, like do whatever you want with, right? So no, it doesn't make it obsolete. It's actually a bullish catalyst. It's good a lot of the hype's died down as well, because that was killing the trade. I think now it's looking a bit better. Frax has had a big pullback too. Problem with trend lines is it always depends how you draw them. You could draw it here, you could draw it here. So there's not much confluence. You really want strong horizontal confluence. We don't really have it. It's all just very choppy price action from Frax. You have to draw it like this though, and call it a range. So technically, we just broke under. So you'd want to wait for a flip above, but Frax isn't probably the leading Shanghai token. CFX China coin, good coin. It's been pumping. Look at that. Ooh. Is this 𝗕𝗆𝗄𝗧𝗵𝗿𝗆𝗀? There's a trade for you. Good trade, actually. Why? Because you have multiple tests. More tests equals better trend. Actually, super clean trend. TP1, TP2. Although they're so damn far away. I would just ladder out profits. Some here, some here, some here. It's shitty weekend volume, man. That's the only problem. But I kind of want to trade this for a bit of fun. Why not? Let's see what exchange it's on. Oh, go away, Google. BitGet. OKX. Let me log into my OKX account. I don't think I have any money on. It's sending me text messages for two-step verification. So I'm going to open this trade. I'm just letting you know now. I will open this once I get off this stream. The level I'll enter at, well, what I just need to see is a break, basically. I'll probably enter... Oh, the problem is I'm going to sleep soon. If it doesn't happen... Yeah, look, I'll be up for another hour or two, so let's see. I would... It's not on Bybit, bro. Something on BitGet and OKX. Out of our sponsors. Links in the description to both, by the way. OKX, obviously, we got that huge Tesla trading comp. BitGet, we've got the $8,000 sign-up bonus. But yeah, on the break, I'll look to probably long. And then I will... I'm just going to draw this in properly. Probably do 30. I'll probably do like a third on the break. Third on the retest. If it's a successful retest, I'll enter a bit more higher. Probably get my average entry around here. And then take profits 36. Then probably just ladder out. Move my stop up. That's my bullish scenario. So I will see. I will see. So that is one thing I'm looking at trading short term. These are all short term leverage trades, so not crazy size, just letting you know. Also, stop loss obviously goes here. So that would be a pretty damn tight stop. You could even look to go somewhere like here. Give yourself some more breathing room. Depends. Probably go to 15%. Appreciate it. Now I've got money. It's on MetaMask. I just don't have my OKX funded. My Bybit's funded. I recently took out money off OKX. I went on chain again. So a lot of my money's on chain. I'll just go off chain after this. It's just my phone's not on me. It's across the room to do 2FA. So yeah, this is one. Obviously, not ape. Arbitrum's another. Hopefully we get this breakout. It's another thing I'm watching. And then ETH Bitcoin, I'm leaving. I just can't call the market right now on a Sunday. It's just, this is really, like, I'm happy to admit when I'm unsure, and I'm unsure right now. I don't think any pro trader knows and can tell you exactly what's happening with Bitcoin right now. They'd be lying. So I have macro plans. I have macro ideas, but just in terms of like today, it's just a complete gamble. I'm very interested in longing on a retest of 26 to 26.5 or 25.2. Longing into resistance here is not great. I'd rather just wait for a clean break or an alt rotation on ETH BTC and then get into alts and like try and like catch this last like few percent. I feel like I'd just be catching like a 4% pump on alts. They're just going to move with Bitcoin. Even if we get an alt rotation, I'm catching 10%, but I'm risking like a lot of downside. I'm risking downside to range high of 12%. It's just not good, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. In fact, I'd be more interested in a short in this zone. Which is what I did the other day, by the way. So those are my trade setups for now. Just a few tokens. Oh, CFX is on Bybit. Awesome. There's a link in the description to that as well. 30,000 sign up bonus. We got all the links. We got links galore. It's just weird that CMC's lying. Quiet, chilling with no movement. Yeah, it's all airdrops. It's all Arbitrum and airdrops, man. That's all anyone cares about right now. I can't even log into my Bybit account because it's saying I've got the wrong password, so. I gotta come ready with these exchanges next time. Amateur move. I'll come ready next time. I'll load them up and come with ammo. Oh, I got a KuCoin loaded. It's on KuCoin, to be fair. I just don't like trading on KuCoin. Bybit and OKX, BitGet, just far superior trading experience wise. And I don't think Gtrade, although I love Gtrade's UI, they've got ARB, but they don't have CFX and some of these other tokens. And I think I'm gonna head off. Gonna get some sleep. Been yawning throughout this stream nonstop because Ran made me go to stream an hour later because he streamed, so I didn't really have a choice. But certainly a lot later than I would usually stream, like a solid hour later than I'd usually start. So that's why I can't hang out with you guys for as long because it's already 2:30 a.m. But I will catch you guys tomorrow for an airdrop pre-record. That'll be coming out on the channel. That'll be cool. Until then, might actually be Tuesday. But until then, I will catch you guys later. And I'll keep you updated if anything changes on my Twitter. But to be honest, my Twitter right now is just airdrop heaven. Or hell, if you don't like airdrops. But I've just been posting airdrop shit. It's just, I don't know. It's just popular right now, I guess. And also, just, yeah, I've been doing a lot of airdrop stuff, to be honest. I know it's might be boring to some of you because not everyone loves airdrops. But, and maybe it's a bit oversaturated, I admit. Like, my whole feed's freaking airdrops. But, yeah. Waiting's boring. I'm fully hedged, not cutting any shorts until price drops. He's short. Big people talking about Bitcoin decoupling, real decoupling cast from the rest of yeah, shilling. TA on 𝗕𝗆𝗘𝗫's facial hair reveals he currently holds a record for the fastest growing beard ever while teleporting across the globe. Oh yeah, weird. Yeah, this is literally my charts today as well. This is literally, yeah, shills and airdrops and some trades. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. My opinion on 𝗪𝗓𝗄. I like it. Can I do like 5-second TA? I'll give myself like a 10-second limit. Okay. Let's go like 𝗧𝗿𝗆𝗫. It looks pretty. Nah, it's not even a trend. There you go. That's all I've got. Probably comes test range high soon, I guess. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.